Hi everyone! Today I'm here to talk about soccer. Yes, to talk about soccer and spirituality. One of the activities, or maybe one of the tools that I really like, are movies commented with the teachings of A Course in Miracles. So since the first time I've been in touch with this technique, with this tool of learning through Joe Mark Stroud and David Hofmeister, who are teachers of A Course in Miracles, I was really impressed by how the movies can be used for us to identify some thoughts in our minds, and it is like a very, how can I say, at the same time that it's very deep, it's also very relaxing, because we can look into our ego and we can look into the ego thought system in a detached way. What I mean by that is that we are not identified with the characters in the movie. We don't think it's real, we think that's fiction. And in regards with our life, we really believe that what we are going through, it's really how can I say, that's really reality, and we give it like a very big meaning to everything that we live. And when we're watching a movie, we are able to observe, we are able to watch what the characters are doing in a detached way, and then we can relax and simply observe how the thoughts in our minds, how they act and how they're moving in our minds. And I'm saying all that because we can also use the World Cup, which is now a moment in which like literally everyone in the world is focused on. Everybody's like watching the matches, or even if you don't, you hear a lot about it and people talking about it, and many charts and many things on Facebook and Instagram. People are sharing about it all the time. And in my case, it's really funny because I have a 13-year-old son, and of course, I mean, he really enjoys soccer, and then he wants to watch the matches, and sometimes I just follow him. But myself, I always tell myself, well, I don't care about soccer, so I'm not really into that. But when I see it, then I'm just there, and I'm cheering and getting angry and watching the game. And what we can do, while watching soccer, which is apparently has nothing to do with spirituality, what we can do like, in the commented movies. So we can watch the characters playing in the match, and then we can identify the thoughts in our mind. So sometimes when we are watching the movie, we are playing many characters, many roles at the same time. So sometimes we are, just there cheering, and then we choose a side because our mind, is very dual. So we really believe there is an evil side, there is a good side. And so we choose a side, and then we are there just cheering. Or maybe you do like me, I don't really understand about soccer, but when I'm watching the game, then sometimes, I get anxious, and I talk to the television, I talk to the referee, I talk to the players and say, come on, what are you doing? Are you slipping there? Don't you see the ball? And, things like that. Like, I've been playing soccer my whole life, and I know how you do it. And of course I don't. But sometimes you're just there and you don't realize, and you're cheering from one side. Maybe like you have a cause that you are defending, because of course, you are cheering not only for the team, but you also cheering for a country, for a nation, for people who suffer, Or maybe you are the player. And when you are the player, imagine you are defending your country, you are defending your nation, your team, you are representing a whole bunch of people. So if you are representing a whole bunch of people, then of course, it justifies, whatever you do is justified, which means you can step on somebody's foot, you can kick somebody's face, or you can just, like hit with your elbow. Anything is anything is valid, because after all, you know, you're just doing it not only for yourself but for your whole country. So maybe you are the player sometimes, you know, you decide which side you're with, and then based on that, and then you plan and you do your moves. Or maybe you are the referee, or maybe, you know, like that's the way we see God. We think God is just simply a judge, and he's there and he's checking that we that all plays are, you know, that we have fair plays, and then he's checking that we are, you know, that we don't kick each other and we don't hurt each other. And that's what God, you know, that's his job. He's just there, just making sure that we have a fair play. And of course, you know, sometimes God is how can I say, he likes one team better than the other. That's the way we look at and we see God. And sometimes we think we are this referee, or sometimes, you know, we think we are the assistants that are there just to check the things that God wasn't able to see, because after all, you know, how can God take care of everything? It's just so much. So sometimes we think we are the assistants to God. So we think, oh, I have to tell God, you know, about this person. She's really a bad person. So I have to warn people about her because she's really evil. And of course, when I do that and I tell other people what this person did to me or what this person does to the world, and you know, sometimes we do that when we project our anger and our rage into people. Maybe, I don't know, it could be anything, like people who are racist or you name it. We project it out, and then we believe we are the assistants to God, and we are there just to make sure that God gets who are the evil, you know, who are the bad guys. And of course we are always the good guys, right? Or, you know, and then what I'm trying to say with this video is that if we are present in whatever we are doing, it doesn't matter what we're doing. So we may be watching the World Cup, you know, games, but we are present, and we are not unconscious when our emotions come up. And we know, and we can also take this opportunity, you know, as everything in our lives, it could be like a wonderful and very rich classroom in which we learn about who we truly are. So thank you very much for your attention. I'll see you in the next video.